Hey, this is Doug, and I am the Second Chance Fat Man coming to you guys here on Sunday. It is March 4th of 2018. Man, February just flew by. So, guys, this is probably going to be, let's just say, kind of a crazy check-in. So, for the first time, really, in about 8 months, I have gained 3 pounds. Now, before you guys get shocked as to why are you gaining weight and it makes you happy? Why are you doing that? I don't understand you, Doug, today. Are you okay? You know, did the new haircut get too much cold to the brain? When I went through my acronym over the past 2 weeks about change, choice, halt, analyze, negotiate, go forward, and then evaluate, I told you that evaluation process never stops. That analyzation process never stops. So this week, yes, I ate a whole food plant-based diet. I just ate too much of it. But there's a reason for it that has me very excited. I talked in one of my earlier videos about my true heartfelt desire to run. I have grown up in the football environment and the gym environment, you know, and as you guys know, I kind of pushed a little bit a couple months ago, and I've been holding off on some of the weights and so forth. But I've always had this desire to run. I'm very envious of people that, you know, can come home after a hard day's work, put on their running shoes, and go knock out a mile, 10 miles, 15 miles, whatever. I've always wanted to do that. I love being outside. I love getting my vitamins from the sun. I love nature. I really, really do. But it never, you know, being a big guy and football, it was just mainly the focus at that time was just getting stronger, not really running. So anyhow, this week on the treadmill, I put in about 20 minutes, and I was going, you know, 2.5 miles per hour. I was fine. And guys, I don't know, all of a sudden it just clicked. It was like, let's just run. I set a target of 5 minutes at 3 miles per hour, and I did it. And actually I did it the next day, and then the next day, and then the next day I did like 45 minutes of basketball with my boys. And then after that I even ran a couple minutes. What I was not anticipating is that first night and doing that and saying, I'll say it, instead of walking, all of a sudden I'm just going to run. Guys, it turned on my metabolism like something you've never seen. I mean, I ate everything. So I have an air fryer, so I can make my French fries without oil. That's a seriously, first of all, if you don't have an air fryer, you need to get one. They're totally awesome. That's a healthy thing to get. That's a healthy thing to eat, French fries with no oil. Just cut up some potatoes, put them in there, boom. But small portions still matter sometimes. Not giant portions like what I was doing. I can't even describe. I know I'm probably going on and on with this, but you guys have. I even told my wife, I said, this turned on my thermogenics like nothing else. I mean, I'm like, wow. So when I weighed myself, I knew I gained some weight because I was eating absolutely everything, and plus I was eating late at night. It was 7:30, and that's not a good thing. Because then, you know, I go to bed typically around 9. So that food had, you know, nowhere to go. So we'll get the weight off this week, I promise. But guys, you have no idea what this week meant to me. We've been going at this, you and I, for about 8 months now. We started in, I think, around July, because I think my first video was in August. So we're dealing with about 8 months. I didn't, at that time, think that within 8 months from now, not only would I be able to walk for 20, 30, 40 minutes an hour at over 2 miles per hour and be fine. I didn't think I would be able to do 45 minutes of basketball. And I certainly didn't think I'd be able to run for 5 minutes. And that may not be a big deal to some, but it is absolutely huge to me. So anyhow, so we will get the weight back off this week. I've managed it now, exercising over the weekend. I've got my eating back under control. But man, even like last night, laying in bed, I felt like I was in a sauna. I mean, my body was raging with heat, and it was just firing on all cylinders, and my mind was firing, my muscles were firing, everything was firing, because I did basketball again yesterday. And it's just, wow. So what do you want to do? What is it your dream? Are you believing that you can do it? Do you believe that's impossible? So let's talk about that. Put it in the message box. Doug, this is what I want to do. So I want to take a minute though, and I want to say welcome to Sophie, to Luke, to Johnny, and to Sam. Sam, man, that message was awesome. Sophie, guys, seriously, these are all people that write me on my Facebook channel, and I got to tell you, especially, and I'm not saying one's better than the other. Don't think that, but you know, it's a journey. It's an up and down. It's peaks and valleys. We get emotional. The war ground is right here. Trust me. It's nowhere else. It's right here in our mind. So I did have a bad day, and then I got a message from Sam, and Sam's message just touched my heart, because he was where I've been so many times, that we do good and then we fall off the rails, and it's, well, I'll get better tomorrow, and then, well, tomorrow I was bad, and then, oh, I'll get better, excuse me, the next day, and then the next day, and then the next day, and a day turns into a week, and all of a sudden, in this particular instance, his turned into 3. And he felt lost, and he felt hopeless. But he watched the video last week, and that's so cool that I was able to be a mouthpiece to offer you that blessing. But it's like, okay, I'm not stuck. Yes, I failed. I own that. I stand tall to that message. I messed up. But it doesn't mean that I'm done. It doesn't mean that I can't change. It doesn't mean that tomorrow, it doesn't mean at the next meal I can't make the right choice. So anyhow, I just thank you guys for joining the channel, for watching these videos, for showing me the support. Again, I told you, I love your messages. They mean so much to me. So welcome to you guys. Lastly, I want to end on something though, because I'm very, I take a lot of pride in this channel, and I'm very protective of this channel, and I'm very protective of my message. I want my message to always stay on point, because how emotional and sensitive that I really am. So those of you that are maybe new to the channel and watching this, I want you to be clear. Hey, it's those small choices that started adding up in my life to the bigger changes. Okay, I didn't just all of a sudden turn around and boom, whole food, plant-based. No, I started incorporating those elements in with meals, you know. So breakfast, I ate my normal breakfast from Burger King, and then I threw in an apple, or I would eat a salad, or I would eat a banana with breakfast, or, you know, those types of things. I started incorporating real food into my fake diet that I was going under and living under. And those changes really started happening for me. Same thing with exercise. It's not just a diet, it's the exercise too. You have to get out there and exercise. I started out literally the first time when I did this, it took me longer to put all my clothes on and tie my shoes than I was able to go downstairs and do on the treadmill. And I think it was about 5 minutes. And trust me, it was like 1 mile per hour. And that's all I could do. Now, granted, someone standing there yelling in my face, I could have probably pushed it forward. But that's all I can do. So I want to offer a suggestion. I was talking with a gentleman yesterday, and we were talking about today's video. And he brought this up. And it's a book you can get on Amazon. It's Counsels on Diet and Foods. Ellen White. It's a really good book. It deals with just the entire body. But on page 103 in this particular book, it says, exercise aids the dyspeptic by giving the digestive organs a healthy tone. To engage in a deep study or violent exercise immediately after eating hinders the digestive process. For the vitality of the system, which is needed to carry on the work of digestion, is called away to other parts. Here's the interesting thing. A short walk after a meal with the head erect and the shoulders back, exercising moderately, is a great benefit. So there you go. So those out there are saying, hey, Doug, you know, I'm pumped up. Man, you pump me up because you guys pump me up. But, hey, I'm pumped up. I want to do this. But how? How do I do this? Great way to start. How about after a meal? Hey, I'm going to go for a 5-minute walk. I'm gonna get outside. I'm not going to run. I'm not going to do anything strenuous. I'm just going to go for a 5-10 minute walk. And maybe that walk is to the end of the driveway and back. I mean, I don't know where you live, but what I'm saying is, let's just start. Because like me, those little changes started to make big results. But I was consistent with it. Little change, little change, little change, big result, big result, big result, kind of thing. So anyhow, I just wanted to check in with you guys today. I think I said it up front. This is a crazy check-in. We'll get that weight back off. I can promise you that. But I am so excited. Guys, I never thought I would be there. Actually, yesterday I was invited I think it's Memorial Day in May. They are going to do a 10K in Boulder, Colorado. And I guess it's one of the largest 10Ks in the country. And the young lady invited me. Her and her husband said, hey, Doug, you don't have to run it. You can jog it a little bit, walk a little bit. I'm going to do it. and actually, when I got home last night, I asked my family if they would do it with me, and they all agreed. And I told them it may be a while. I mean, what's that, 6.2 miles? That's going to take this big old boy a while. But I'm going to do it. Last year, I would have never even given it a second thought. I wouldn't have. And that's the power of sticking with this and making those small changes and incorporating those real natural foods and so forth. It's just, it's an amazing blessing to be on this journey. So anyhow, I hope you guys have a great day, great week, and thank you to those guys that wrote me. If you guys don't mind this week, write me again. Or if you haven't written me, hit me up on Facebook. It's Second Chance Fat Man. And you can message me. It comes right up on my phone. I really will write you back. A lot of times it may be an okay or thank you. But I love the messages. They're so supportive and they help me so much. So guys, thank you and have a great week.